Welcome again to another session with Tidemi, where we'll be discussing some cloud computing concept with focus on AWS. So today we are going to see something not really new but really important. Today we are going to talk about the Amazon Q. We're going to talk about a generative AI assistant tool or service which can be helpful to you and found on your AWS Management Console. So first thing first, you need to make sure you must have login or have an AWS Management Console account, as you can see in my case. And when, irrespective of where you find yourself, you can be in the home page, you can be in the data dashboard of any of the most recent services you have been using. AWS or Amazon Q can be found there. So in order to get to Amazon Q, you need to locate top right of your screen. Let's say you're in the console home, this is the icon, you click on it. Or let's say you're working on a specific service. For example, let me say VPC. Still from your VPC dashboard, Amazon Q can be accessed, which is the top right of your screen, and here is the icon. So Q comes with I'll say Q comes in three plans. We have the free plan, which can be accessible by anyone. So far you have the AWS Management Console account. We have the business and the developer plan. So basically Q is helpful or can be used for troubleshooting in a scenario where, let's say, you deploy a particular service or you create a particular service like VPC and there was an error. So Q can help you troubleshoot and debug that error. Secondly, Q, and one of the most important way I use Q is for research. With Q can actually tell me the most recent and legit updates deployed by AWS in a specific or in a particular year. Okay, and lastly, Q business and Q developer, which you're going to see in the future video, is used by developer for code generation, debugging, and all the rest. So once you must have logged into your account and you have access Q, which is the icon, okay, you can click on the plus icon to start a new conversation. That is it. It's a generative AI assistant attached to your account, and these are the various things you can do with Q as I just mentioned. So let's say we want to know the most recent update deployed by AWS on our VPC in 2025. So I'm just going to tell Q to, for example, state me the most recent AWS VPC update in 2025, and I click enter. So Q is going to retrieve that knowledge and present it to me based on my criteria. That is it, as you can see here. Measure VPC update. Okay, these are the different updates and other rest from January, February. Okay, it's going to state that. Okay, it can stop, and it's also going to give you some sources, okay, for justification or for you to go and read more. So that is one way you can use Amazon Q. So another way you can use Q is to generate steps. Let's say you want to deploy a particular service and you're lost, you don't know the steps. Okay, Q can guide you. So we can tell Q to, for example, generate me steps to configure VPC encryption control. Okay, so Q is still going to retrieve those information and is going to generate and present it to me. As you can see, steps to configure VPC encryption control, prerequisite, what is needed, method, and the various steps, which at most of the time, most often, if you follow these steps, you're going to succeed and 90%. Okay, so that is basically how important Q can help you. So make use of Q for your troubleshooting, make use of Q to debug and edit, make use of Q for research to know the most recent update. Okay, and make use of Q to actually help you generate steps whenever you're working on a particular project. So that is what I have for you today. Thank you, stay tuned, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.